Hi guys, so for today's video we are going to be looking into how you trigger others, and we have 3 piles today. Pile 1, 2, 3. Take a moment to get in touch with your intuition and your higher self and pick the pile that you feel most drawn to. And if you guys enjoy this reading, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, leave a timestamp, a donation, hit that little super thanks button. All those things really help, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you that does that for me. Thank you so much for that. Let's get started with pile 1. It's time to find a good balance on when to take action and when to wait patiently with open receptivity. Listen to your intuition. What does your higher self tell you it's time to do more or time to do? Where does it tell you to wait with faith and trust, knowing that your hard work and perseverance will pay off? Dive deep and know balance can be found externally only when it's found internally. So, how do you trigger others? You may be very good at doing this. You may be very good at balancing when to take action and when to wait patiently with open receptivity. You may be very good at listening to your intuition and understanding what it means. You may have a lot of faith and trust. You may not have a whole lot of anxiety when it comes to certain situations that others may face a lot of fears on. What they don't realize is how hard it was to get here and how much work it took along the way. Sometimes letting them know some of the things that you have gone through not only helps you to be more relatable to them, it also helps for you to be able to express that, hey, I do know where you're coming from. I've been there. And sometimes that can ease a situation quite a bit. When it comes to that, everybody a lot of times is torn between, do I tell you something about myself and make it seem like I'm making it all about me, or do I sit and nod and not be very committal or intimate, or sharing your own stuff too. Sharing your own stuff is the best way to go, because then it's equally balanced for one thing, but also it helps both of you to get to know each other better and where each other is coming from. They may not be able to walk down the road you have walked down, but you can relate those roads to each other and come to understandings. The cobra, the moth, the raccoon, the shark, and the wolf. So, how do you trigger others? Let's see. You are somebody who is here to teach and to learn. You are somebody here who leads by example. You are somebody who can sniff it out when somebody is out for blood, and you can see the intentions of others a lot of times. But where did that come from? That came from learning through experience, more than likely. And so these people may be a bit triggered by you. Some of them could be triggered by you because you can see their true intentions, and others may be triggered by you because you can see people's true intentions and they can't. And it makes them feel naive or stupid or like a victim in some sort of way. And they can, but they have to work towards that. They have to go through that. They have to learn themselves how to do that. And you can guide them, and you can, point out certain things and certain, like, when you're dealing with a person, one of the best examples I got is this person used to say, "This is no bullshit. This is no bullshit." And you literally, every word that came out of his mouth after that, you could be pretty certain was bullshit. That's a tell right there. And there's been a couple other guys who have said similar things that just reminded me so much of that. That, yeah, you can kind of relate the two. You may also trigger people because they may think that you are out for blood in some sort of way, because you are very intelligent, you're very knowledgeable, you're very stable, you are very intelligent. And you can kind of see down to the heart of the people around you. And a lot of people, a lot of times, do use that to their advantage and abuse their powers and their gifts. And so there are dark sides and light sides of everything in this world. And you may remind them of some of the people they have dealt with in the past, even if you are not somebody who would do that to them. You could be somebody who has very similar gifts. You may also trigger people because of the level of darkness that your light draws in at times. They may feel like maybe you're wearing a mask and you are absorbed into that darkness as well. But that's okay, because that's not your problem. As being somebody who is on this earth to help heal the darkness, you have to be able to be around and in the darkness, correct? But you also have to take care of yourself, and it has to be a nice balance, and you have to know when to cut it off, and you have to have good boundaries, and people need to respect you when you're in that position. How do you trigger others? You may trigger others because of the lies and secrets and deceptions that they have kept from you about the addictions or the chains they aren't breaking or things like that. They may have deceived you in some sort of way. There could be somebody in particular around you that has deceived you in some sort of way. They may have even been out for blood in some sort of way, and you know about it. So it triggers them that you know about it, that they fed off your light in some way. Or maybe maybe there was some overshadowing in this situation as well, or like taking credit for work or taking credit for knowledge that you have within you. They know that you know. There may even be a lot of people that are triggered by you because you know that they're coming to you seeking knowledge. And it makes them feel in some way inferior. They could definitely be very much in their shadow side when they're in this energy. This could be somebody who's a little controlling, manipulative, harsh, overly critical, overly analytical, overly logical. And you could be somebody who's a spiritual healer and they believe in your gifts, even if they don't ever want to admit that. They may be keeping up this facade for certain people around them as well, for some of you. But either way, this is somebody you need to be very careful with, whoever this person is. People of the opposite sex a lot of times may get into their pride and ego when they get triggered by you, where people of the same sex may get into their insecurities, maybe even some jealousy issues going on with them, not concerning like jealousy over you around their person, things like that. You definitely trigger people to want to be more intelligent and showcase that intelligence as well, to want to be a leader. You trigger them to work on their issues and to find that light inside themselves so that they can heal and grow. You're very intelligent, extremely intelligent. And that does come with a shadow side, so people may be triggered by that as well for the shadow side that comes with it, even if you are not in that shadow side. There's a song called Two-Faced by Jake Daniels. I'm two-faced, call me Harvey, never know when it's gonna change. So, anyway, that is what I have for this pile, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would absolutely love to know what you guys thought about it in the comments below, whether or not it resonates, what you might be going through, who these people could be, things like that. And if you guys did enjoy this or get something from it, remember to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment or a timestamp, hit that little super thanks button. It all helps me out so much, and thank you so much for supporting my channel and my work. And I'm going to move on to pile 2. For pile 2, what about you triggers others? This is a newer one I made recently. Kathy, Melina, Sarah, Melanie, Pete, Authority, Jin, Reason, Reach, Reaching, Craven, Dahlia, David, Darren, Brian Garcia, Calvin, Daniel, Reason. You may have a lot of, the song Killer by Valerie Broussard just came to mind. Standing on the highway with my thumb out. Yeah. The only way I could escape this thriller is if I was a killer too. So, some people may get very triggered by how many people that you have been in love with, or how many options you have in love, or how many names you have on your record. Something along those lines. People may get very triggered by the fact that you may walk away. Just give me a reason. Oh, and now I'm getting the song. Just give me one good reason and I'll turn right back around. And I'll turn right back around. Yeah, I like that song. That's a good song. Can't think of many of the lyrics right at this moment, though. That happens a lot when I'm doing readings. And I'll turn right back around. Song's still playing. So, that you could float away or disappear at any time. A lot of you may actually trigger people very strongly because you could float away and disappear at any time. You may be a bit of a gypsy. You could also be somebody who, it's like throughout your life you have ran into people who needed your healing and then they were gone. And then people needed your healing and then they were gone, and then people needed your healing and then they were gone. So you're used to people coming and going in your life, and you've gotten very used to coming and going from other people's lives in that way. Where you're needed. You go where you're needed. The movie Chocolat is coming to mind too. It has Johnny Depp in it. It's a really good movie. Chocolat. She has a chocolaterie. And it's, yeah. She's kind of like that gypsy. Mistress of Spices is coming to mind too. So let's see what else. Starfish. Earthworm. That this could be a shallow connection. When they make a connection with you, doesn't matter, friends or lovers. You love yourself very much. You have a lot of self-love, and this self-love pours out of you. You're a very strong healer. You're very intelligent, kind, witty. You're somebody who, everywhere you go, you leave fertile soil and abundance in your wake. And people may not want you to go, but when you go, you're leaving abundance and fertility and growth in your wake everywhere you go. So they also know that you have to do that for other people as well. And so they kind of get triggered into this energy. They may also get very triggered into an energy of needing to be on their best behavior and wear a mask around you all the time, because you may leave if they don't. Because of the self-love that you have, and this self-love has brought you a lot of victory, a lot of success, a lot of recognition. Some of it may be shallow. How easily you're able to regenerate, how easily you're able to come back to life after hard situations, or after dealing with deceitful people or manipulative people or theft of your work, or whatever it is, that you're able to forgive and that you're able to come back to this happy energy so quickly, and this love, light-filled energy so quickly could definitely be part of it as well. You may trigger people with the level of forgiveness or love that you have in your heart, because the love that you have in your heart comes from a very pure place of self-love. You have learned how to love your shadow sides, how to embrace your shadow sides, how to be at peace with them. And you're at peace with others as well. And that is a lot of responsibility for some people, especially if they haven't learned how to deal with their shadow side. And they self-sabotage a lot, they hurt people a lot, things like that a lot. That's a very large responsibility to place on somebody's shoulders, to put that heart and that trust into them like that. And so they may get triggered into, either self-sabotaging, or they may get triggered into deceiving or lying about what they're doing to cover their tracks, or they may They may get triggered in several different ways, where they behave just in ways that, because they don't feel good enough about themselves. They feel very ashamed of who they are. They feel like they have to hide from you in some sort of way, and from this light and this love that you bring with you everywhere you go. So the same sex may be a little bit triggered by you because you are a hot commodity as well. Because you're a very self-respecting, self-loving, self-valuing person. And you require a lot from the people that you engage with romantically. And somehow, even requiring all of that, people still want to be with you more than them. And so that could trigger them a bit as well, because they may not know how to get to this level of self-love and self-care. And this level of loving yourself, even when you fall off your self-love and self-care for a few days. And people of the opposite sex may be triggered by you in the way that they want to run from the love that you present, or the responsibility that you present, whatever you may want to call it. It is both. You present beautiful gifts, but they know that they have to be on a certain level to accept them, and they're unsure of whether or not they will be able to fulfill that level. So you may trigger a lot of running in people. And that doesn't mean it's about you. It's about them and what they have going on inside themselves. Try not to be triggered into chasing when that happens. Because when you chase after people, it destroys you in the process, and all that beautiful self-love that you have worked so hard to gain for you. And you probably don't do that anymore, but I have a feeling that in the past you may have been triggered into that at certain points as well. Some people could also be triggered by how fluently you can lie when you feel like it's necessary to protect yourself or those that you love in some sort of way, and when it's not going to cause any kind of long-term consequences. And who knows, you may do it during those times too. But if you do lie about certain things and you lie very smoothly, this may be very triggering to people as well, in the sense that they may feel like if you can do that with others, you can do that with them very easily, and they wouldn't spot it at all. And that's about what I got for this pile. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this reading, and I would absolutely love to hear what you had to say about it, whether or not it resonates, what you might have going on, all those kinds of good things. And if you did get something from this reading, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, leave a timestamp, a donation, hit that little super thanks button. All that stuff helps me out so much, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you who support me and my work on this channel. Thank you for that, and let's go to pile 3. Pile 3 for you guys. Let's see. What about you triggers others? Oh my God, I killed them. Why? I woke up with sweat pouring down my face, realizing it was all just a dream. Thank God. I can't tell anyone about this, but what if it isn't a dream next time? I'm so angry that they exposed me, and that they feel they are so much better than me. These are all projections of your anger and pain, your insecurity, at the world seeing you for who you really are. Right now, it is subconscious anger, and trust me, you are hurting those same people in real life, holding them back, keeping them stuck, and being pissed when they resist your control. So how do you trigger other people? By resisting their control, by exposing them, by bringing the shadows to the light, by bringing things that they are not ready for to be seen. But somebody has to do it, right? Because how do you think the universe works? It works through people. So you expose things. You expose the hidden secrets underneath the surface. You bring them to light. You make people face their mirror. If they didn't want to come clean, you will expose things. And the anger, the pain, the insecurity they feel is something that's very triggering for them as well, because they have to face deeper, darker shadows and demons down inside of them. People may dream about you. You may visit people's dreams. You may have actually known about dreams that others have had. And you may have subtly hinted at the dreams that they have had. And they feel very afraid of the fact that you know this about them and about what they were going through at that time when they were facing their darkest demons, that you know and that you see their demons. That's a lot of what it is for this pile. You see their shadow side very clearly. 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, and 10 of Cups. You trigger people because at any time you could choose something over them, and they had so much happiness with you. You trigger people into worrying about things to a very high level and worrying about third parties possibly as well. You trigger people with how good you are at multitasking, with how good you are at handling your depression as well, or handling your shame or your guilt. The hope you have for beauty and happiness at the end of the story, even with that. You may also trigger people into believing that they will never find happiness again once you are gone from their life. Some of them could actually feel that way, that they don't deserve it. That they're unworthy. We aren't worthy. We aren't worthy. The little guys from Hercules. And it's not like you're intentionally doing this. This is not something you're intentionally doing. I feel like you're a very honest person, and people have lied to you, people have betrayed you, people have hurt you, and people didn't want to be seen for that, especially with how amazing of a person you are. You're somebody who spreads a lot of love, light, joy, laughter, happiness, beauty to the world around you, and they definitely don't want to be seen as the bad guy, which does not excuse their behavior in any fucking way at all. It doesn't. But it explains it. It gives you a reason behind why some people act in the way they do, the stupid ways they do at times. This person could actually be somebody who has held back very firmly from you and went very cold on you because they may still have to be in contact with you for whatever reason. And just know that that is themselves. That's nothing to do with you. That is them, fully and wholly them, because they are afraid of what they might do, and they don't like the person that they see in the mirror at this moment in time. And also they're going through a lot of depression, a lot of hurt, a lot of sadness, and they don't want you to see it or know it. If there's somebody in particular that you have triggered. You may trigger people to be very afraid or to run away from the happiness that you present as well. When you're meeting people who have been in misery and despair for a long time, they really are very triggered to run away from the compassion, the empathy, the love, the caring, and the understanding that you show them. The fact that you're able to mire yourself in the darkness around you and not become diseased and poisoned by it, that you're able to handle it, that you're very motivated, driven, goal-oriented, that you are very passionate. You're very sensual, very sexual. So people of the sex that you tend to have as relationship partners, some of you on this specific reading might actually be part of the LGBTQ community, because I felt very drawn to say that. So whatever sex it is that you prefer as a partner may get very triggered into this energy of I'm going to lose you because you're so passionate, you're so vibrant, you're so sexual, you're so amazing and compassionate and understanding, and you're able to be around anyone doing anything really, and they may either hold on very tightly with a clingy, needy, greedy, possessive, controlling, manipulative type of energy that comes out of their toxic shadow side, or they may run and ghost and breadcrumb, and it's nothing to do with you and who you are as a person. It's nothing to do with whether or not you're worthy of a good relationship or worthy of love. All it has to do with is themselves and how unworthy of this beautiful person that's coming into their life that they feel like they are. So what you have to do is present a picture of worthiness. I am worthy of love, and I will stand up for my boundaries, and I will say what needs to be said, and I will walk away when it's necessary. And these people learn how to love themselves through you, a lot of them. And you learn to love yourself more every time too. And so both of you will either level up or get mired more in darkness, and that's the way it works. You have both choices in front of you when these situations present themselves, and you choose this path or this path. And some of them make it out, and some of them don't. You tend to make it out. You tend to make it to that happy energy again, that joyful energy again, that peaceful, beautiful energy again, and you carry it with you. So some of them are triggered by the fact that they can't do that. Some of them are triggered by the fact that they're learning it from you. Some of them are triggered by the fact that you are somebody who has a lot of options, just has a lot of options because you're so amazing. And they do a lot of stupid shit because of it. They really do. So people of the same sex as you may be more triggered by the competitive aspects of that. The fact that I don't get bitter, I just get better. That's the song that's coming to mind right now. I don't get bitter, I just get better. Yeah, you are somebody who leaves it behind. You wash your hands. You let karma deal with it. You're not going to take revenge. You're just going to live your life. You're going to continue on your goals. You're going to continue on your path. You're going to continue having that big, beautiful heart that you have. And you're not going to let anybody take it from you. So Rock Forever is also coming to mind right now as well. So that is what I have for this pile, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would love to hear what you guys had to say about it, whether or not it resonates, what you might have going on, all those kinds of things. And if you guys did enjoy this, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, leave a timestamp, a donation, hit that little super thanks button. All that stuff helps me out so much, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you who does any of those things to support my channel, because it really helps me out as much as I'm here to help everyone too. So equal exchanges, and I really hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye bye, guys.